Hello there, and welcome to yet another episode of my Car Mechanic 2021 series. So, previously we worked on, I believe it was the Atom 330. So now we're doing the Atom Renton. So we take a look at it, and it's a little rough around the edges, but seems to be mostly intact as compared to the last car. Um, we're gonna give it the standard treatment, get it all up to 100% condition. Might even keep the same factory color, maybe give it a nicer, more shiny version of that stock paint job. But yeah, let's get to work. Okay. Looks like we're mostly intact on the suspension. We are missing one or two parts here. Looks like headlight missing. Got possibly other stuff. We'll find it eventually. That comes out. Yeah, windshield's missing, of course. We'll get the missing parts later. Okay. Back here out. Don't forget the rear window, because that would be awkward if we didn't. Right. Body's 1%. There's our engine. Appear to be missing a driver's seat too, which we'll fix that easy enough. Alright, let's go see what we can fix. Okay. That should have got us most of the way. And then let's sort by condition. And get the license plates, because we're going to do custom ones anyway. Alright, so left and right taillight, left headlight, and rear window. Right. So we have a couple more things that we're going to get. Let's get the stuff on the list first. Okay. Rear window. Clear search. Okay, we need the right headlight and a windshield. So we're only missing like a couple of parts. Let's just slap all this together. That was a weird little hiccup there. Okay. Anyway, so what we got now is the custom plates. I think we're just going to do a standard one. little standard custom plate, I should say. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Right. It may not actually even have to go to paint. I just leave it as is. I kind of digging what's already there. 94%. What did we fuck up? Oh, ain't that. Ah, I think we figured it out. Bet you that's what it is. Bingo. Alright. Good to go on the body now. So the body and frame are 100%. So we're good to go. Excuse me. On both of those. Let's do the interior. Alright, I'm just kind of giving the car a glance over since we have it in this mode. Like everything's mostly there. It's just probably not the best of shape. Okay. These are never fixables, so we're just gonna buy all new stuff over in the interior shop. Okay, 2 front seats and brand new steering wheel. Shopping list is empty. Do this again. Oh. There we go. That's what I wanted. Sorry, my nose is running like crazy today. Alright, 100% on body, frame, and interior. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the wheels. Since the body came out as good as it did, and I'm digging the color already, so I don't think we're gonna mess with the color per se. And I know there's no liveries for any of the... Pretty sure there's no liveries for any of these vehicles, so we're gonna skip that step entirely and just... We're gonna do the tires and then get to the part where we can get the engine part of the car out. There's a reason I use the big money quotes, and it's not just because to be annoying. But anyway, so yeah, let's get this rest of the way up. Pull these off. Even though they look like they're in decent shape already, we're going to be replacing the tires and fixing up the rims, because one of the conditions I set at the beginning of the series, for anybody who's watching this for the first time, is we try to do things where we get to the point where we could get 100% condition on all aspects of the car. a little extra work, but eh. One. Oh, yeah, we are using two different size tires. Boo! Okay. Right. Separate everything out. Okie dokie. Alright, so it saves us a trip to the rim shop. Use not just different tire diameters, but different proportions too. Ew. Alright. We're gonna get rid of one of each. We're gonna mark two of those. Two of those. Alright. So we want 225, 45. We want two. Okay. 225, 45, R17. 225, 45, R17. So that one's good. We go and get the other size, which is 175, 55. Two of those. Alright, let's verify this. So 175, 55, R16, 175, 55, R16. Looks good to me. Nope. Hit the remove instead of install. Hey. What I get for being in a hurry. Let's try that again. Alright, let's get them balanced. Since we're not going to be taking it to the paint booth, I'm just going to leave the tires off for now. We'll put them on after we get the suspension rebuilt. So yeah, we're gonna, since we already got the back tires off, which we would have to take these off anyway. Actually, one more thing I want to do before we get too far along. I want to go ahead and take care of this. This is going to take just like a minute. We could fix these up. These are a fixable item. But there are aftermarket equivalents that we can slap in there for a little extra oomph. Here. I think it's in the aftermarket section. Alright, let's go back here. Okay, good. The gearbox is just going to come off without too much of a fuss. Not sure if it's going to need other stuff off there or not, like on the previous cars, but we're going to pop this thing down and take a look here. Two, one. And you're going to want a final drive gear. Here. That off there. Here. Don't you bet all three of those are probably going to have to come off before the engine comes out, even though really shouldn't be a problem. What now? Oh wait, no. You're not going to do shit because it's all the way up in the air. Gearbox input shaft. Yeah, I think all that's going to have to probably come out. See, that's the input shaft, and that requires that to come out. Okay. Fine. Even though that should come out with the rest of the engine, but sure. Got this. Hang on a second. Okay. Got to get rid of the damn battery modules. There we go. So, yeah, we'll deal with that in a minute. We're looking at the rest of this here. So I need a new one of these, a new one of those, and a new one of those. Basically, the stuff that should have been included with the gearbox or the engine proper, but sure. Do the obvious. Go here. Check everything against that, even though I pretty much already know the answer. They're obviously not electronics, so they're probably over here. I'm sure the name of that engine is not accidental. Anyway, let's get to work because now we're to the point where we can actually do something with this engine. And there's some thick cables. Like, there's plenty of clearance for those gears. This thing's actually floating on the pegs. Yeah. Everything's just a smidge off, but that's okay. We can work with this. So, what we're going to do is the same thing we do with all our engines. We are going to store this to 100% condition with as many performance parts. Oh, good. That other one comes off as a bundle. Good. It's got some familiarity with the other engines, but it's still very much its own beast. Just seeing if there's anything more in the back. Doesn't look like it. So I'm going to go and I think since we don't have a crankshaft in the traditional sense, I think I'm just going to keep center housing. Buy all new stuff from there. Because the center housing is what bolts up to here. Right. We are going to sell everything else. It's a bit overkill, but I want to learn this. Okay. Okay. One piece at a time here. Once again, I think I already know the answer to this, but electrical, of course, because it's a generator, basically. That's gotta be here. Yep. I don't think that's... Yeah. Okay, good. Like I said, just making sure. Alright, looks like we got a couple more parts showed up. probably electrical, aren't you? Yep. Brackets probably standard part. Highly doubt there's a performance version of that floating around. Okay, so I was just looking at something on OBS to make sure everything was working like it was supposed to. Looks like we're good. Alright, so let's find our other bracket here. Come on. Excuse me. Okay. These two guys got our charger. This absolute unit just says power electronics. Like, okay. Next, I got both our cables and the cover. Alright, the cables I'm pretty sure are, yeah, the cover's not, but I'm pretty sure the cables are aftermarket. That's probably over here. And it is. Oh, right, there was a cable C. Oops. Alright. So, you know where to find that at least. I think we're done. Shit, that was hard. Let's put it this way, the only time I've ever seen cabling in a car that thick was for like some pretty, you know, messed up, you know, aftermarket audio equipment. Or maybe the hydraulic stuff. I don't even think, I don't think they might use that thick of cable on that. Anyway, get this thing going, put it back in the car. We'll get it as far as where we can put the, you know, the drive axles back in, but we're not going to put those in because we want to redo the rest of the suspension first. So we'll get as far as we can. So if I remember correctly, here, that needs to go there, and this one has to be done from under the car, even though it's right there. But okay. Don't get me wrong, like I said, I sound annoyed, and I just a little, maybe, but... This is literally just us disassembling the gearbox. And then slapping the cover plate back on. Right. So, let's get... I want to go ahead and bring you back down. What are we looking at here? Okay, we got the cover, the axles, and the tires. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and put the engine cover back on. We can do the rest of this with the cover put on. That's fine. Wait, back up. Assemble. Bam. Oh, you sneaky buggers. You see that? Okay, let's get... Before we do anything else, let's... Don't want to remove the engine. Go away. Cheeky little buggers. They put this stuff in easily accessible part in the trunk. Thoughtful. Alright. Go ahead and pull this out. And right there. Okay. I just want to make sure that, you know, the shopping list was empty. We're going to go ahead and mark all of these before we pull them. Okay. How dare they put stuff in an easily accessible space on a fancy car? Joke. Calm down. That should leave us just the fuses and the relays. Those are all marked, so we're going to get rid of them all because these are not fixable at all for obvious reasons. Okay, let's go and quickly order our fuses and relays. 1 relay type A, 5 relay type C's, 3 relay type B's, 3 fuse type A's, 2 type B's, U, and a fuse type C to round off the list. Alright. That dropped in there. Good angle where I could actually see the contrast. Alright, that's the engine compartment for you. Nice and simple. Like I said, we'll redo the suspension here in a little bit. I want to get the front taken care of, and then we'll come back and tear the front and back suspension out and get that back up to top condition. One thing I didn't do at the beginning that I normally do is pull all the fluids. We're going to do that right now. Thanks to the fuse box being back there, all we have to do is worry about the fluid reservoirs, the ABS, ECU, and the radiators. Everybody's empty. Start yanking parts. Radiators and the brake servo, we should be able to save those. But the other two, I don't think generally get fixed. Alright, let's take a look, make sure we're not forgetting anything. So yeah, pretty much the usual suspects are the ones that don't get fixed. Hang on. I didn't think so. I almost sold that without marking them first. Okay, dokie. Let's go shopping. Since we're already here in the electronics department, let's get the ECU. We'll go over to the normal parts shop and get everything else. See? No problem. Put these together first. There we go. Drop that ECU into place. Brake servo, washer fluid, and coolant. And now we're going to go fill everything up. This keeps up. This might be one of our shortest videos ever. Oh, dude, it's literally pouring through the fucking reservoir. See it? I think that's a bit of a glitch. It actually was pouring it. Well, let's just say it. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Alright. We're back in assembly mode. See if we have anything else. Doesn't look like it. So, yeah, we are done with the frunk. Now we're going to pull the suspension apart. Front and back. Starting with the front here, apparently, since that's go assembly mode. I'm going to go disassembly. I don't know, it seems like with these electric cars, there's certain aspects of the restoration that go a bit quicker. No, somewhat. At least a few of the cars, it seems like that. I think we're making okay time on this one, though. Oh, come on out. Be shy. There you go. Pull that. Get your rubber bushings out. No. Don't. Eh? Huzzah. Is your major malfunction? There we go. Like I was trying to move too fast for the game engine. Like, come on. Not necessarily trying to set a world record, but pretty sure I'm nowhere near that particular benchmark in this game for any of these cars. And again, I'm not in it to, you know, set records. I'm just here to have fun and entertain you guys. looks like everything from both front and back. So let's get the assemblies pulled apart. We'll redo the rotors, and then we'll see what we can fix up. Okay. So this will take a minute. And so far, this electric car DLC hasn't been bad. Actually, I did learn a few things from it. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this DLC at first. If you watch some of the videos in earlier in my series, I kind of wasn't showing much enthusiasm for it, but I was like, you know, I'll give it a try. You know, I'm still kind of somewhat skeptical about electric cars, and no, I'm not like big oil type person or anything necessarily, but I just think that some of the design choices for some of the cars that are currently out there on the market are just a little weird for my taste. That and the fact that the markup on electric cars in the US is pretty ridiculous. They're not marked up because, you know, for the reasons you think. It's marked up for because of market demand. Because they're the new shiny, the new status symbol. To have an electric car in this country. And hence all the people with means are buying all the big fancy electric cars to show off to people and to, you know, lecture people like me who are still driving around, you know, vehicles running on dinosaur squeezings, even though that's not at all where oil comes from, but sure. Okay, that's everybody there. So let's go ahead and start fixing stuff up. I'm gonna get a little quiet here for a moment. Mainly because, like I said, these puzzles aren't hard. It's just like I'm half awake right now, and hand-eye coordination kind of goes to shit when you get tired. At least it does for me. And there we go. Obviously, I didn't get everything. It never does, because there's certain things that are consumables on cars that, you know, won't be obviously repairable. So yeah, we got all the way to almost to page 3 before we had our first part that wasn't 100%, so could be worse. Alright. Get rid of the stuff that we no longer want. That. Let's go shopping. Okay. Got our outer tie rods. 2 front shocks. 2 hubcaps. Couple of front springs. 2 front shock caps. 20 rubber bushings. Oof. Full set of brake pads. Full set of new wheel hub bearings. 2 rear springs. 2 sway bar front end links. 2 rear shocks. Couple of inner tie rods. Brand new front sway bar. And 2 rear shock caps to round it out. Rock on. Okay, let's get the assemblies thrown together, and then we'll get started on the assembly. Okay, just making sure we got everything. Alright, let's get going. Clicked on the wrong part and it sent me halfway across the map, so to speak. Alright. You that back together. These need to be, yes, the 17s. Good. I'm glad it defaulted to the 17s. I mean, even if it didn't, it wouldn't have been a big deal. Just about done with the rear suspension. Verifying it's the correct tire there. In case you wonder why I paused. Good there. Good there too. Let's get here, and then we'll start throwing down the preliminaries to this end of the car. Tie rod put on. Assembly installed, and we'll just finish this side up and we'll do the other. Be pretty much done the car, except for the alignment and the dyno. Almost forgot the other outer tie rod. Get on there. There you go. Inventory should be empty, and it is. And the car is at 100% condition. Good job, everybody. Group effort. Alright, let's get you over to the alignment rack. Get the headlights and the wheels aligned. Close enough. Right on the nose. Okay, good to go there. On to the dyno room. See how well we did. So 408 horsepower from the factory, 386 pound-feet of torque. Let's get started. Okay. 637 horsepower. Look at the RPMs on that. Holy cow. So we got a gain of 230 horsepower, so a 57% increase, and we got 504 pound-feet of torque. Gain of 118, so 31% increase. That's not bad. Not bad. Alright, let's get you out front. We're gonna get some pictures, and then it's off to the speed track. Perfect. Okay, that's going to be a thumbnail for the video, which you've already seen by the time you get to this point in the video. What's going on Discord? Off to the speed track. My controller out. Alright, everybody strapped in? Alright, let's go. I do full throttle this thing, but all these electric cars bunny hop like a bastard. 115 miles an hour is about all we're going to get out of her. Oop, 116. I think we've seen all we're going to see. Yeah. All that horsepower and it's... I'm resisting to use the golf cart joke again, but with that kind of horsepower, we should be flying. That's just all I'm saying. They're going, must resist the urge to make jokes. I mean, it is a nice little car, don't get me wrong. And honestly, for me going, like, I have about a 30-40 minute trip. Usually right closer to a 40-minute trip to work every day. This will do highway speeds just fine. Except, you know, I want a solid top on this car. Mind you. Anyway, let's look at the numbers. So... yeah, bought it for $44,246. You can see the condition bonus, performance parts, body and parts values, how they all factor into the numbers. So we're selling this for 120,305, so profit of 76,059. Not quite doubled our money, but still made a profit on it. Rather sizable one at that. So go ahead and sell it. We'll move some cars around and we'll go close up shop for the night. So we've got the Alenti Easy, which is the last of the electric car DLC vehicles. So we'll move that over because that's going to be the next episode. We've got my last filler car for the series, which is a Bolt Chapman, which is more rust than actual car at this point, but I figured it might give us a nice challenge. I'm going to make it look like my first car I ever drove, which, you know, was a lot better than this. It was an old car, but at least it wasn't covered in rust. And then we have the first of the Chrysler Dodge Plymouth DLC cars that I'm going to be working on. The 1970 Dodge Challenger RT. I am looking forward to this one. That one's going in position 2. That's 3 episodes out. That was back when they knew how to build cars. Didn't make them horribly complicated. Anyway. Let's go pull something out of parking. You can see our parking area is getting rather empty. Now, we're going to move this. This is the brother from another mother here. Dodge Charger. Be confused with Dodge Challenger. Okay. Yeah. Just take this one to get cleaned up. Pretty sure I already cleaned it, but we're gonna give it the standard treatment. I like the two-tone on it though. Right. Look at all that freaking leg room back there. Isn't that nice? Alright, position 3 with you, because you're 4 episodes out. I think we're going to have fun with these two. Tell you that right now. Anyway. I think that's going to be it for the night. I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell thing if you want the alerts for any streams and or videos that come up on the channel. If I have any news on the job front or other things, I will let you guys know as soon as I can. I do intend on finishing at least this YouTube series and maybe start trickling out some other stuff later, depending upon if and when I actually have a start date here soon. So thank everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.